Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here, coming to you from the more familiar setting that we film these videos in. This is the building out back, the reloading shop. So today we're rolling with this guy. Yeah, look at that. That's a pretty good looking round. There's your 270 Winchester. So, yeah, so I talked about it in the last video, the video about cooking up some sausage dish or whatever with a hog that we had killed a couple weeks back. So go check out that video. But I just mentioned picking up a new rifle and that it's chambered in a caliber I've never reloaded for. I've never owned a 270 Winchester, so I've never reloaded for it. So this is sort of the first go at it. So we will see how it all works out. There we go. Pan goes back on the Charge Master and the funnel goes to the side. There we go. So the setup, or I'll kind of go over all the stuff that we're going to be reloading with. First, we'll go over the rifle. So here's the rifle. It is the Steyr Pro Hunter Stainless in 270 Winchester. This thing is freaking sweet. I did not buy this. I came across, we ended up pretty good trade. And yeah, so that's where this guy came from. So Pro Hunter Stainless 270 Winchester. It's got the Leupold. It's an older Leupold scope. It's the VX-3L, 4.5 to 14 by 50 millimeter objective. So it's got that, you know, hey, mount the scope low type setup that they you know did. This is a, like I said, an older scope. I think it's maybe 8 or 9 years old, but it's a pretty sweet rifle. So setting in some Leupold rings. What else? I just threw whatever bipod I had on it. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks brand new. I've checked it all out, torn it apart. And it is sweet. The trigger on it is sweet. The safety's interesting. Get down here. The safety has got kind of like a rolling knob. So yeah, that's to get the bolt out. You have to have it in that setting, and you push that down and roll it forward. There's safe, and there's fire. So kind of interesting setup there on the safety, but the barrel looks pretty sweet. Has sort of that spiral finish to it. Not necessarily fluting, but you can tell it's got kind of that finish to it. Pretty cool. So a pretty slick looking rifle. So now we have to reload for it. And so that meant new dies, brass. Let's see. Starting a new row of charges. So that meant new brass, new dies, new bullets, the whole 9 yards. So what I ended up going with was the Hornady custom grade. So this is the 2 die set, the full length sizing die, and the bullet seating die. So I went with this. One right there, free bullets. So I'm gonna fill out the rebate form, send in the little proof of purchase deal there, barcode off the die box, and get some free bullets. So not too bad. That is one good thing about Hornady. It seems like they're always running that deal every year. I know they've been running it for the past few years. Yeah, you buy a die set, you get a box of 100. So those are the dies we went with. Also went with Focus Hornady brass. Looks like a dead bug. Yeah, like a moth or something. Went with Hornady brass, which kind of bit me a little bit. Bit me in the part that rhymes with brass, because I posted on my Instagram a picture, but look at there. Good job, Hornady. You screwed me. Good freaking job, because there was only 50 pieces in the pack, and so that left me with 49. Gotta love a reloading block that's not full. So yeah, so that sucks. So now we're just gonna run with 49 pieces of brass instead of 50. So not too thrilled about that. Typically, when I purchase Starline or Leupold, it seems like every time, every time there's a +1. That's the brass that I've purchased in the past, all the Creedmoor, the 308, the 338, you name it, it always seems like there's a +1 when I go with the other brands. But went with Hornady, and yeah, kind of got let down a little bit. So let's see, let's dump our powder. But that covers the dies and the brass. We went with kind of Hornady everything on this, because we also went with the 150 grain SSTs. That's the 150 grain weight is the heaviest weight bullet that Hornady offers for the 270. So this is the guy we're going with here, that guy. And we're going to be loading them to the manual 3.210. Let's see, we're starting with H4350, and I got my notes. Max, according to the manual, is 52.3 grains. We're not going to go all the way up to max, but we're going to get extremely close. We're going to go up to 52. Yeah, we started at 50.8, and we're going to work our way up to 52 in 3/10 jumps. And then we're going to compare. So we'll load 25 or 20, 24 that way. And then we'll load 25 using Winchester Steyr 6.5. So we'll switch over to that powder and load the exact same charge weights. I think the max, according to Hodgson, it's not with the SST, but it's with the Hornady 150 grain boat tail Spitzer point or Spire point or soft point, whatever you want to call it. Its max is 52.4. So this should get us in the ballpark, and we'll just keep our eyes on the brass and everything for that load. Since it's not a direct one-to-one, Hornady doesn't have the Steyr data listed. So yeah, so that's what we're rocking with. We used, let's see, primers. We went with CCI large rifle bench rest primers. So I had a bunch of those sitting around. I use a lot of Federal Gold Medal Match. Always have really good luck with those, so nothing against those guys. But we just changed it up on this one, so we're gonna go with the CCI. So we're just slowly getting through the process here, getting the powder charges dumped. I went ahead and seeded the first 5 at our starting charge for H4350, and right now we're at 3.214 on all 5 of these. So we're 4 thousandths over the manual. So I'm just going to tweak the die. And that was another good reason to go with Hornady, is I already have this micro adjuster thing that you just throw on top of the seating dies. They're custom grade seating dies. It's just interchangeable, and it turns it into a micro or a micrometer die. And it's really good. I mean, it's not the most precise thing in the world, but crap, for the money, it's really hard to beat. You buy one of these, and then you just buy Hornady die sets or Hornady seaters, and you're good to go. You can also get, different seating stems and things that'll fit your bullet, whatever bullet you plan on shooting. You can find one that fits really good. So Hornady's got a lot of good stuff going for them. Now on the brass choice, they kind of screwed me on that. It is what it is. You live and you learn. But yeah, so that's what we're rolling with. I've got to tweak the die down 4 thousandths and we'll go from there. We'll seat all these again, finish seating the H4350 side, switch over to the Steyr side, and then that's it. We'll run to the range. The plan is to get out, hopefully to the range maybe Sunday, and go from there. We got a lot of shooting we got to get done, and just more loading up more as we speak. So that's it. Hope you guys check out hopefully the next video coming up will be a lot of results, some groups that we can look at for all the different rifles we've got loaded up. So just stay tuned. And then, yeah, if you need any reloading supplies, powder, especially powder, make sure you check out Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville if you're local. He doesn't ship powder. He doesn't have the hazmat deal in place, so sorry if you're not from around here. But if you are local or you're coming through, you got to check Matt out over at Mr. Big Guns. A lot of the hard to find powders like the H4350 on the shelf, H1000. I went in there and bought 5 pounds the other day of H1000. He had just got a powder order in, so you know, those are a couple of powders. I see a lot of people always looking for those. Yeah, I mean, a bunch of the Steyr, so if you're still looking for that, just a lot of powder to choose from. So make sure you go over there and check that out. But we'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.